faster-than-light warp drive may actually be possible. According to a concept for faster-than-light drive that does not violate the laws of physics has been gaining momentum. Right now, the idea of traveling to planets orbiting distant stars is something that we can only dream about. Even a spacecraft moving at just under the speed of light would take 4 years to reach the next closest star and over 2 million years to reach the next nearest galaxy. While the closest to us is the Andromeda galaxy, basically those of you living in the southern hemisphere can see the pink halo of the Andromeda galaxy, which is approaching us, and in about 4 billion years is going to crash into us, into our Milky Way galaxy. Now, the problem here is that the laws of physics would seem to prohibit the possibility of anything traveling faster than the speed of light, making long-distance space journeys impractical. But what if there was a way to bypass this limitation? Enter warp drive, a concept that, as it turns out, is not solely limited to the Star Trek franchise. Recently, at the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astrophysics Propulsion and Energy Forum, undergraduate engineer Joseph Agnew put forward the notion that warp drive might actually be possible and that it can work without violating the laws of physics. His research was based on an existing concept known as the Alcubierre warp drive, which has been gaining some traction in recent years, even though it is purely theoretical at this moment. According to theory, this real-world warp drive would work by stretching the fabric of space-time in a wave, contracting the space in front of the ship and expanding the space behind it. A spacecraft riding this wave could effectively ride the warp bubble and reach speeds far exceeding the speeds of light, because the ship is not actually moving through space-time, but is in fact moving space-time itself. It would not be subject to the negative effects of traveling at relativistic speeds. Interestingly, the recent discovery of gravitational waves has bolstered this concept because it confirms a prediction that Einstein made and proves that the basis for warp drive actually does exist. Agnew said, in the past 5 to 10 years or so, there's been a lot of excellent progress along the lines of predicting the anticipated effects of the drive, determining how one might bring it into existence, reinforcing fundamental assumptions and concepts, and my personal favorite, ways to test the theory in a laboratory, he said. The LIGO discovery a few years back was, in my opinion, he says, a huge leap forward in science, since it proved experimentally that space-time can warp and bend in the presence of enormous gravitational fields, and this is propagated out across the universe in a way that we can measure, he said. Whether it will be ultimately possible to actually build such a drive, however, remains to be seen. This was from Unexplained Mysteries, It's Unbended Reality. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.